Hey guys, so today I'm filming a chit chat get ready with me using the Tarte Amazonian Clay Rainforest After Dark palette. This was a product that came out last fall, but it has been restocked a bunch of times on the Sephora and Ulta website. I purchased mine from Ulta. If I can find this online, I'll have it linked down below for you guys. But this palette has 6 eyeshadows, a blush, a highlight, and a bronzer. So this product is so perfect for travel. It also has a large mirror, which will help you apply your makeup on the go. So I wanted to create a whole look using this. So let's get started with the face products. So first for primer, I'm going to be using the NYX Angel Veil. I am really enjoying this. It does leave my skin feeling soft and silky. So I'm just going to apply that. So next for foundation, I'm going to be using the Revlon Colorstay Whipped in 150 Buff. This is not my favorite foundation, but I do want to try and use this up. So I'm just going to dot it all over my face. So now that I have that dotted all over my face, I'm going to take my Real Techniques Miracle Complexion sponge and just blend it out. And I did dampen this. This is my favorite way to apply this product. When I use a traditional brush, it really gunks up the bristles and I have to wash it every single time. And I have to go back over it with a sponge to make sure I got out any brush strokes. So that's kind of annoying, which is probably why this foundation is not my favorite. It has nice coverage and the color is right for me, but it's kind of high maintenance with its difficulty to use. So that is probably why I don't reach for this as much. I know for some people this is their holy grail foundation, so if that is you, or if you have this foundation, let me know how you apply it. So now for blemish concealer, I'm going to be using my MAC ProLongwear in NC15, and just applying this to any blemishes. This is my favorite blemish concealer. And I'm not breaking out too bad right now, thankfully, but I do have some spots that I'd like to cover up. So to conceal my under eyes, I'm going to be using this new Maybelline Master Conceal in the shade Fair, which is the lightest shade. I've used this about 3 times so far, and it does have nice coverage, so happy about that. And that's what it looks like, and I'm just going to apply it to my under eyes. And this does have a bit of a peach undertone to it, which I find that a lot of makeup products like foundation, concealer for fair skin have an orange undertone to them, which is so weird because pale people are not orange. Maybe we're pink, maybe we're yellow, but we're not orange, so I always think that's kind of weird. But it works under the eyes. So as you can see, that was some mighty coverage. So I'm going to be blending it out with my Real Techniques contour brush, which will help give really nice full coverage. I like using a sponge too. Using the brush is something new to me, but I am really enjoying it. How do you guys tend to blend out your under eye concealer? So then I'm just going to take my finger and blend out my blemish concealer. Sometimes I will use a brush or a sponge, but recently I've just been using my finger to help melt it into the skin and give some more coverage. So next I'm going to set my under eyes, and I have this little combo that I've been using recently and loving, using the Wet n Wild Fergie Mattifying Primer and the MAC Shaping Powder and Emphasize, and also my e.l.f. small taper brush. So I'm going to take the Wet n Wild first. This is a dupe for the NARS pressed powder, and just use a little bit of this right on my under eyes. This is great for any skin type because this will help set your makeup. This silica powder, you hardly need any, which I love. Then I just like to take a little bit of Emphasize to give it a more bright appearance, again with that same brush, and then just pop it under my eyes in that upside down triangle shape. I don't want to apply too much because this is a very white powder. Luckily for me, on my fair skin, I don't have to work too hard with this. So now I'm going to set my face with my e.l.f. HD powder in Corrective Yellow and my e.l.f. powder brush. This is another product that I'm trying to use up. I do enjoy it, but I prefer my NYX pressed powder than I do this loose powder, but it is still a nice product. And I find that the Corrective Yellow part actually works well for me because most face products tend to be a little bit too pink for me, because basically all companies think that fair people have pink undertones, but they don't. So I do like using this powder to help correct that a little bit. It actually does do the job without making me look too yellow. So next I'm going to bronze my skin using Benefit Hoola bronzer and my e.l.f. stippling brush. That is what Benefit Hoola looks like. This is my all-time favorite bronzer, so I like to start in the hollows of my cheeks with this, just blending back and forth. A stippling brush is a perfect brush to use for bronzer, especially if you have fair skin, to help apply a light layer so you don't get too crazy bronze. Then I'm going to take a little bit around my hairline and then some down my neck, just to help make sure that my foundation and my neck match. So the rest of the face products are coming out of the Tarte palette. For my contour, I'm going to be using the Tarte Park Avenue Princess Bronzer, the matte version, and my Sigma F05 small contour brush. So now moving on to blush, I'm going to take the mauve shade in this palette, which is called Unleashed, on my Walmart HD angled blush brush, and apply that to the backs of my cheeks, moving towards the apple. And now to highlight, I'm going to be using the shade Champagne from the palette and my Real Techniques setting brush, just applying this on the tops of my cheekbones. And now I'm going to take my Real Techniques blush brush, just blend everything out so that it isn't looking too harsh. So that is the face all complete. I'm going to do my eyebrows and one eye and come back to show you how to complete the rest of the look. So first I'm going to prime your eye. I already did using the Milani eyeshadow primer, and now I'm going in with the shadows. This is my very first time that I've ever used Tarte shadows, and I am actually really impressed, so I'm definitely going to need to pick up more palettes from them. But first I'm going to take this shade Tan-gled Up in You with my Sigma E40 Tapered blending brush and apply it as my transition color. And these shadows are so soft and blendable, which I love. Next I'm going to take this shade Up to No Gold with my MAC 239 flat shader brush and apply it all over my lid. This is such a pretty gold color, but I think that this is a wearable gold. It's not too metallic in your face. And then I'm also going to take this up into the inner part of the crease. Next I've taken this shade Plum Away with me and my Sigma E25 blending brush and applying that into the crease. Then I'm just going to run over the crease with my E40 again to soften up the edges, this time with no shadow. Then I'm going to take this shade Bare to Explore on my brow bone with my Sigma E45 small taper blending brush. Now this is almost a little bit too dark for me to highlight with, so I'm just going to apply a light amount right under the brow. So that is the eyeshadow all complete. I'm going to do my eyeliner and mascara and come back to show you what's going on my lips. So those are the eyes all done. For eyeliner, I use my Maybelline Line Stiletto Liquid Liner and my Rimmel Exaggerate Eyeliner in the nude. For mascara, I just use the Maybelline Lash Sensational. I'll show you what the brush looks like. I've only used this a couple times, so I don't have an opinion on it yet. So the lip color I'm going to be using, I think, complements this look really well, and that would be the NYX Butter Gloss in Angel Food Cake, a really, really pretty mauve shade. And I am going to wear this on its own. You absolutely could use a lip liner or lipstick with it, but I think it gives enough color on its own. So now the look is all complete. What do you guys think of this makeup look? I really am liking it. So I wanted to include a little mini review of this palette, just letting you know my final thoughts on it. I think that this palette is incredible. I have only ever tried Tarte blushes and lipsticks, so to be able to try out their shadows, bronzer, and a highlight, I was really impressed with everything. I thought that everything was very pigmented, but not too over the top. I also think that this is a very, very wearable palette, which I think is really nice. Great for travel. I've heard really wonderful things about their palettes in this disc form, so next time they come out with one, depending on the colors, I will probably buy that as well because I'm really, really impressed with this quality. This is a product that I would definitely recommend to you guys. I think it is definitely worth the money, and I think this is something that I will get a lot of use out of, and the tones in this palette are something that I gravitate towards, especially in the winter time, so I really, really love the way that everything turned out. So let me know your thoughts on this palette if you have it, but I think that it is incredible, totally worth the hype and worth the money. I hope you guys enjoyed this look. Please rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys.